I just wanted to ask, I have myself been trapped many times in a situation where people around you are not satisfied enough. Say, for example, if I'm taking a responsibility of my parents, they are financially sufficient, but because they cannot manage their finances well, I have to provide for their needs. Or if I'm renting a room, then my tenants constantly wants to increase the rent. In this situation, if my salary is limited, I only have two choices, either to strive for better income, keep going behind the things that I don't want to, or I have realized that there is no truth into those things, or see others suffering because they are not realizing. How should I look at this situation? How should I balance or keep my calm in this situation? Because I'm not able to. Many times I feel frustrated because it is totally opposite to where I want to go. And if I totally surrender, that is still just pushing me more into a material world,
How come
which I want to
surrender?
very limited for myself.
Surrender cannot push you into material world. What do you mean? So let's pick up one by one. One is your issue with your landlord is increasing the rent every time, and that makes you frustrated.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
more of a financial.
yeah, my
Everyone has some
company is,
financial issues.
yeah, it's a financial issue. It is, but like I'm not working right now because I have taken a break for a while. But when I was working, my company was not raising my pay, and I had enough for myself at the moment. But because if the rent keeps increasing, if the prices of groceries keep increasing, that was going to push me into finding a better job,
Or maybe
better salary.
finding a smaller house.
I was renting a room anyway, so I was not living in a house as such. I was just sharing a room. And where I was living previously, the room's rent was similar wherever you go.
Are you in
So it was only
Australia?
a room that I was living in. No, I was in UK back then. Now I'm in India. Yes. Right now I'm with my parents. But again, it was also an issue back then when they also needed money on and off. Now they are retired, they have their own pension, but they cannot manage their finances. They just think for today, spend the money, think for tomorrow later. That's how they have been living for 75 years of their life. I cannot suddenly put them into some kind of a discipline. And then responsibility comes automatically on my shoulder to provide for it, which really does sometimes make me frustrated because it's not the way I want to live my life. But I pretty much don't have a choice to provide for others' needs or just to watch them learn, suffer. That sometimes makes me angry and frustrated because I know it is really foolish to say that, but I do not know how to look at it at times. What perspective should I take in this? Because at times it feels like my life demands me to carry an image, look for a better job, present yourself properly, upscale yourself. And it just pulls me away from the me time or where I want to sit and meditate on self. It's just completely opposite worlds. At least it is how I feel, and probably that's why I get frustrated.
Just have a laugh on the situation. Don't try to analyze so much at the mind level, everything. And don't think you are in a situation. Everyone is in a situation.
Yeah.
This ego gives so much of importance to this body's situation. It makes this much as this big and thinks this
It's just a repetitive incidences.
Everyone's life is repetitive incidences. Don't think you are the only one who is living a life. Do you think others are this is the thing. This is ego. Look within where you are. You still have a house. You know how many people are homeless in Melbourne, where I work? Around me? So many squatters, the police takes them out and they come back again, and at least you have a home. Only problem is the rent is a bit higher. It is all how you perceive things, how you take it. This is the thing. Ego always sees deficiencies in this, my life, my time. You said me time. What is me time? All time is God's time. What is me time? All the time you can give for that, even in whatever situation you are in. Look who is in the situation. Are you in the situation, or situation is in you? Are you so little, or you are vast? Can you carry the burden of parents, or can you carry the burden of infinite everything? Where do you stand? From where do you see things? We make ourselves so small, All this ego does is, first it says, it is my responsibility, I have to do it, I have to take care, and then says, it is a burden on me, and how can I be? So there is no win-win situation. First, it has guilt that if it leaves the responsibility of someone or some situation, it is bad, so it takes that. But then it says, I want to be free, I want to move in some other way, I want me time. First, we should decide what we want. This is the ego. It is not dualistic. It has so many faces. Like Ravana has, 10 or 12 faces. It has thousands of faces. Nobody can satisfy. None of my answers can satisfy you. Because there will be always, then what about this? Then what about this? And then what about this? Nobody has ever satisfied ego. That is why we keep getting birth after birth after birth. Because God has given up. God has given up on our ego. That is why we are creating what we are creating in this world, and our ego's projection of this world. As bad is our ego, so bad is this world. There is no word without ego. If we give up ego, there is no problem left. I will say only one thing in your situation, that is what Bhagavan says, Chumma yeru. If you just accept, let it be, let it be. Every situation comes and goes, situation keeps changing. More you are suffering in this situation, even when the situation goes away, you will be in PTSD. You will keep thinking, this happened to me, I spent 20 years taking care of these people, and this I couldn't do, and then you will waste another 20 years just thinking about the past. This all is useless. Don't have any self-pity. Self-pity is just trick of the ego. In my life, I hear a story all the time. Everyone's life is worst life. They think their life is worst. Nobody has that bad life. Sometimes people call me for spiritual, but it's all about personal problems. And when their personal problems goes away because the scenes are changing, then nobody calls. Nobody is interested in God. It is a shameful, situation in this present world. Everyone, if I fix your all problems, then you will never even think about what is suffering, how to go beyond. Take it as the grace of God that at least you're not liking this world. Otherwise, you will be trapped in it. So at least you have some
It definitely is grace of God.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because honestly, trust me, these situations have been pulling me out of looking into another direction. If these situations weren't in my life, then I probably would have been happy in material life.
Yeah.
So I agree to you.
I will say this, the only thing is you can't run away from a situation, because you run away, another situation comes. You carry this projector on your head, called mind. And sometimes I've seen people do one divorce, the second wife is worse than the first. Then do they again, the third is the worse than the second. They go from good to worse and no end. And then some people, they might kill themselves, but then there is no end, because they can't kill the mind. Even killing of the body is not killing of the mind. And then it becomes unending. The only way is to face it. Only way is to face it. But face it not as an ego. Face it as an observer to things.
So whatever comes, whatever goes. You are just not playing any part as an ego.
Just do a laughter yoga every day. Have a big laugh, We do a laughter yoga in morning on our yoga class. Big laughter. In India, there are laughter yoga. Where do you live in India?
Pune.
Yeah, Pune, there must be one. You look into the park around your house. It all started from Bombay, laughter yoga groups. Or you can Google it. Join that and just laugh away all your worries. They're just in the mind, whatever situation is. I'll tell you a story about a guru and his chela. They were just going around, and someone gave them a small old hut outside a village. They started staying there. They stayed there for a few years. One day a big storm came and the roof was blown away and there was rain inside. So his student said that, look, God, we only have such a small thing, and that too also you have taken away. And the guru said, God, you are so kind. I never knew that the stars are so beautiful at night time, living inside the hut. You have opened it, and this is nice cold breeze. I'm so grateful. This is what even a bad situation you see from there looks beautiful, So there's
that's why I asked you, how should I take it? Like what perspective I should apply to this? Because sometimes it can be frustrating, but I understand that it is the ego working and not really.
Don't even call anything. Just pay attention to the silence, even when you are doing any household chores, helping parents, doing thing, whatever happening. Keep your attention here. Keep your attention here. You will see that you are at peace. Whatever the situation is not turbulent. It is us who gets involved in situation and feel the heat, because we become as an individual who are part of it. All of us, whatever situation we are, we have this choice that we can be out of it. Body, the situation might be there, but you can be out of it. And that is the method, by just self-attention, just aware of things. Whatever the mind is saying, talking, thinking, with emotions, you just watch it, ignore it, not listen to it. And then you will be in blissful self even in this situation, whatever it is, however bad it appears to be. But this will become the best situation for you, because God is full of compassion. He gives us the situation in which we can unfold in the best possible way. But we don't know how to utilize that situation. We always think that if this situation goes away, then I will. But I have always seen when this situation goes away, then we forget about God. Or forget about any self-inquiry or whatever it is. It is only that grace, because of the suffering, we are not attracted to this, whatever going around. And that grace makes us more aware of that there is something beyond all this, and takes you to some teaching, some group, some method, which can free you from this forever. You want to be free of this situation, only some financial something, but then there's something else comes and then that becomes big. All our life is like that. Whatever is happening, this looks so big, and then something else happens which is much worse than this. There is only one way to be free from all situations which are coming from our own mind. Transcend mind. All of us can do it. I know you are interested, so keep your attention on that. And slowly and gradually, peace will dawn on you. So much peace that you cannot carry it. You will become the propaganda of that peace. You will distribute to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.